I had the problem myself a number of years ago of having to find a new energy plan and found it really difficult, found it impossible to do on spreadsheets. I spent hours and hours, and that's, as an analytical person, trying to solve that problem was impossible. So I turned to my software development background and wrote a program that would do it for me. G'day, I'm Matt. I'm the founder of Automised Energy. I'm a former software engineer and I've turned my skills to solving the problem of consumers not being able to find a good energy plan. The plan structures are really complicated these days in that it's not just a time of use tariff, which means you pay a different amount depending on the hour of the day that you're using it, but there's also these block tariff rates, which mean depending on how much energy you've used already this day or this month or this year, you would be paying a different amount. So all of those variables factored together makes it actually impossible to calculate on spreadsheets, and you have to have a bit of software that'll do it for you, that's purpose-built. So that's what I've done. Automised Energy accesses your data directly from your provider. No dongles, no clips, no wires, no bill uploads or anything. We access the data directly, and so it's the real data that's used from your provider, and we use that to work out what your current plan is going to cost you in the future and what every other plan available to your address will also cost you in the future. And through that we find the best fit plan for your personalised energy usage patterns. All of this happens in a matter of minutes from go to woe. So you can be there, you can go through our sign up process, you can consent for your provider to provide us with your data, and we'll analyse all that and find your best plan all in under 2 minutes. No, you don't need a smart meter. A smart meter will provide more detailed and more accurate results, but you don't need one. You can have one of those old basic spinning meters and we'll find you a better plan. That's governed by a government-regulated regime called the Consumer Data Right, in which Automised Energy gets your consent to access your data directly from your provider. So that's the real data that your provider's been using to build you with and provide you with services. We access that data directly, and that's real-time data, so up to yesterday's data, and every day we can collect that. So it's up-to-date, real data. Every single plan on the market we go through that's available to you and compatible with your meter, we will find those plans, we will calculate based off your individual usage what that plan will cost you, with the assumption that last year's usage is going to be similar to next year's usage. What we're seeing so far is people are saving around 20% of their bills annually by finding a best fit plan, and on average that equates to about $500 a year per household. Most houses are overspending on their power just because they're not on the plan that matches their usage patterns the best. Some people are already on the best plan, which is brilliant, and we want to see more of that. Our system takes into account every bit of consumption that goes on in your household, whether that's peak consumption shoulder, off-peak, controlled load, solar exports, or any sort of exports for that matter, as well as your daily supply charge, any concessions that you have, and any fees that you have regularly paying. Anyone can use Automised Energy to get a free assessment of their current plan. So what that means is Automised Energy will collect your data from your provider, assess it to see where your plan sits amongst all the other plans available to you. And if there are cheaper plans available, we will show you how many there are and how much they could save you. If they save you up to $250, you have full access to those plan details and you can switch to those and enjoy those savings instantly, no worries. If there are plans that will likely save you more than $250, then that takes a $50 a year subscription fee to access those plans. Now, not only do you get access to those plans, as part of that subscription, a consumer will also have their plan automatically analysed once a month and a report sent to them. So if anything changes, if the consumption changes, if a new plan comes about that's better, you will know within a month automatically. You don't have to worry about spending hours on every weekend checking to see if you're still on the best plan. And you don't have to worry about a year going by and you drifting off onto a bad plan where there could have been a better option. But up to $250 worth of savings is free for anyone to access. No worries. We want to help people save money. We want to help make this simple. We hate seeing people being on a plan that doesn't suit them. Retailers are great. They do a very difficult job and they do it really well. And so, I've got nothing against retailers. But through all that complexity of what they do and they do well, it means they don't have capacity to do some things. And that's where Automised Energy comes in. So we're a brilliant companion service to your retailer. So we do all those things you wish your retailer could probably do. We tell you if there's a better plan, and not just with your current retailer, with any retailer, we'll tell you if there's a better plan available. On the roadmap, we'll tell you if there's a fault that we've detected through data. We'll tell you what things would change if you were to get solar put on, if you were to get a battery put on. How would that affect your billing? How would that affect which plan is best for you? We've got a roadmap for all these additional features which would make Automised Energy a really good companion to your current retailer. It's really heartwarming to hear stories from consumers who tell us how much they've saved, and some of the bigger ones so far, in its early days, are several thousands of dollars per year, like over $3,000 per year for a residential consumer to save on their electricity bill just by switching to a plan that suits their particular usage patterns. And it keeps me motivated to hear those stories and hear what those consumers can then do with that money instead of spending it on their electricity. They can spend it on more precious things to them, like keeping food on the table. Automised Energy doesn't just show you all the different plans and leave it to you to compare them. It actually does that comparison for you to actually find you what we prefer to call a best match plan, rather than we're not a comparison service, we're a best match plan service. That's a big point of difference. Another point of difference is we don't need you to upload your bills, and therefore we don't estimate things. We actually get your data and calculate things for you. It's a very personalized result. And thirdly, and probably most importantly, we have no affiliation with any retailers whatsoever. We are 100% independent, and that's on purpose, and we aim to remain that way so that we can work for you. Because what we want to do is we want to see your bills come down. We work within the confines and the strict confines of the consumer data right. We access your data through the consumer data right, and is a heavily regulated and strictly controlled environment. And we have lots of obligations and responsibilities for keeping your data safe. All of those obligations are outlined and publicly available, and we stick to those. One is you're probably not on the best plan for your particular usage patterns. There will be a better plan out there for you. It takes 2 minutes to see if there is or if there is not, and it's free to do. There's no reason, there's no penalty for actually looking and finding out and discovering. Secondly, this is really simple to do. There is no complexity involved in checking to see whether you're on the best plan or whether there are better plans available, and there is no cost penalty to actually checking. It's simple, it's fast, it's free, it's accurate. Thirdly, your data is safe with us. We have no affiliations for data on sale. We are actually tightly controlled through the consumer data right to treat your data respectfully and under your consent, strictly to your consent. We take information security very seriously, and your data is safe with us. What we want to do is the February Energy Challenge, where we challenge you to jump onto Automised Energy, find out how much you could save. I want to see some records being broken. There are some high scores already on how much people can save, but I want to see more records tumble. I want to see more savings being had and being realised by everyday people like you.